CBC Boxing. So earlier on this afternoon, I was having a look at boxingscene.com as per usual, and I came across an interesting article where it quoted Eddie Hearn as stated that the WBC franchise champions are bad for boxing. And you know what? If I'm being honest with you, I agree with Eddie Hearn here. I think this franchise champion that the WBC have created is just confusing the belts situation, which is already confusing as it is. I mean, there's like four belts already in boxing: WBA, WBC, IBF, IBO. And I think there's a WBO as well. So technically five, and you got Ring Magazine as well. All these belts is just is ridiculous. There should be, as Wilder says, one face, one name, one champion. But anyway, yeah. So with the franchise champion at the moment, you know, there's one at middleweight division and one at lightweight. Middleweight, obviously, we all know Kenan Alvarez holds the belts there, and Lemchenko is at lightweight franchise champion. But man, this confuses everything. I think the benefits of this franchise champion is if WBC decide to give this to Tyson Fury, that means he wouldn't have a mandatory, because Dylan White would essentially step up without even having to fight, and they'd hold the WBC belt. Now, you know, I don't think Dylan White's the kind of person that would want a belt without earning it. You know, and it kind of loses value for Dylan. Like you wouldn't want to get something that's just given to you like that. You kind of want to work your way to get the belt, even though he's a deserving challenger. You know, he deserves to have a shot at Tyson Fury to beat him for that WBC World Champion belt. Now, the WBC have come out and said the franchise champion is a special designation and status which the WBC may bestow to a current WBC World Champion who is also an elite boxer and who has achieved and maintains the highest of statures in the sport. So, based on what, you know, this specific quote says, it seems like this franchise champion is like the champion of champions. I've had a look at some obligations that, you know, a fighter has to fulfill. This specific franchise champion would have to take part in some sort of social responsibility for the organization. And according to a quote that I've seen on boxingworldnews.net, the WBC franchise champion, this one was actually more aligned to Lomachenko, but it says Lomo will be able to challenge for any green and gold belt at any weight he chooses, as and when it suits him. Which is interesting. You know what? It reminds me of WWE Money in the Bank. Remember Money in the Bank, where you could kind of cash in your title and fight it any weight, so you could essentially cash it in and then, you know, get that WWE title shot. That's what it seems like. So I guess it benefits you if you are a cruiserweight or you know, a middleweight, so you can just essentially put in a challenge for anyone. But how would that benefit heavyweight? There's not a super heavyweight division, sorry, in boxing. So I'm not too sure how that's going to work. But anyway, you know what? Like I said before, this is all getting very confusing. I think they should just keep the WBC the same. It's been around for ages. I think it's the most decorated belt in boxing, if I'm being honest with you. You know, Riddick Bowe, I think, famously threw it in a bin. But anyway, just my opinion. CBC, I'm out.